Johannes Leak, thanks for joining us again. It's been a big week for the coronavirus and the economic consequences. This first cartoon you've got for us from your colleague John Spooner with John Curtin and Robert Gordon Menzies looking down from heaven is a cracker, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, the heading up there perspective sort of tells you exactly what John's getting at here. We've been through very difficult times before. The world has thrown up all sorts of challenges, and Australia has somehow managed to sort of get on top of them. But it will be a major test of leadership, and certainly a massive feat to somehow chip away at this mountain of debt that we're looking at now.
Gee, how the world has turned, how the worm has turned in just a few months. It's extraordinary, but not everything is going smoothly. And your cartoon looking at the economic graph and what the Victorian outbreak has done to that is pretty amusing too.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yes, I wanted to put them on the edge of the fiscal cliff, you know, the economic cliff we keep hearing about. And one way of, levelling out the drop from a cliff is to fill up whatever's below. So Josh is there with the hose of money.
Filling it up with cash.
Fill it up with cash until you step off it and you don't even notice anymore. But yes, just as we were showing signs of a sort of V-shaped recovery, there was talk that a V-shaped recovery might actually be realistic. We're on the way back down another V. And unfortunately, that's we've been dragged back there by our friends in Victoria, unfortunately. So yes, it's a bit cruel to the poor Victorians that are battling through this, but that's the situation the nation finds itself in at the moment.
Yeah, we're just pumping out that money. Let's see how long it lasts. It's extraordinary stuff. I got to say, I really love the way you've drawn Anthony Albanese in this other cartoon from earlier in the week. You've got him looking a little porkish, I would have thought, certainly ruddy-faced, but Anthony Albanese says, think of the untold billions the government has wasted on JobKeeper overpayments that could have been wasted on renewables instead.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not so much a choice between, alternative governments and who won't waste your money. It's just picking which one you think is going to waste the money in the way that you prefer. So I seized on the wastage verb there, and that's where I ran with. But yes, look, I do tend to draw Albo looking a bit cross, but when does he not look cross? He's always got these couple of creases above his nose, and his eyebrows. He's got these terrific eyebrows that really sort of angle upwards and then back down. So he's just one of those blokes who, even in sort of resting face mode, looks rather angry.
He does, I suppose. I reckon I want to finish up on a couple of cartoons from your colleague Mark Knight on the Herald Sun. A couple of wonderful drawings here and great images looking at what's unfolding in Victoria. First one, he's got Daniel Andrews and the Chief Medical Officer there, Brett Sutton, looking at the coronavirus lotto balls, really, and that's your COVID numbers for today. I don't think anyone's a winner. Say that again. And he's always got the little character in the corner. This one says, not the numbers we were looking for. 484, of course, being the record number of cases earlier in the week. And the other one that, again, is a delightful drawing and a pretty sombre image, but gets to the heart of the issue, is Hotel Quarantine Victoria, where COVID checks out. The security guards are just, looking at Instagram on their phones, and our little character says, hang on, anything from the minibar? Really good stuff, isn't it?
Oh, they're just fantastic. I mean, both of them, as you said, sum things up so beautifully. The power of a single frame. I mean, the previous one, when I saw it, my jaw dropped. There's something about Mark's work. It's so beautifully drawn that sometimes he's hiding a very, very grim reality in these cartoons. I mean, both these cartoons are real they're black humour cartoons, But yeah, he's just nailed the situation perfectly, and he's a Victorian himself, so he's living it. And as we've learned over and over again, humans deal with tragedy through laughter, and he's providing a lighter sort of take on what must be a pretty horrible time to be in Victoria.
Yeah, it is a black time around the world and certainly in Victoria at the moment. The rest of the country sort of holding our breath, hoping we don't go down the same path. But it is good. As you say, black humour. We've got a smile through it and some pointed references to the way people have been handling it there too. Thanks again for joining us, Johannes. Catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.